and Dindel. Or actually, speaking of, one of the things I think we should do is when we actually have actual notes for the team, we should actually write the notes down for them. And so I'm going to go back to Huntsville and put
was improve Wendy's dribble. I think the one thing was to boost her dribble.
Yeah, that was the main thing. Is Wendy's dribble. She gets way too many turnovers.
Yeah.
Maybe have D'Angelo help out with that. Make a story about it, perhaps. Speaking story here, canon.
Yep.
I was going to say maybe Otley's offense, but they have a lot of people they need more offensive capability from. Okay. Yeah. Back to Santa Ana.
I honestly don't know what else I can say about Santa Ana except hope Belvey McDice can do a lot of good stuff whenever he comes back. Yeah. I hope
they'll probably have a lot of catching up to do by then.
Right now, though, they're not too bad. They're kind of even Steven if they've been gone 6-6 since our last assessment. So they're okay, but they can. They're all right, but they can do better.
But they are falling back at the moment. So
yeah,
LV might be able to bring them back depending on how far they fall, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Maybe.
They're still doing okay. They're not doing bad. 13-8 is nothing to frown about.
They've still got
nothing to cry about now.
Quite a while. Quite a bit of time before those players come back.
And you have to. It would be around like mid to late January after like All-Star Week when you actually have to start worrying about standings and where you're at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Granted, if you're really up high, you have a lot less to worry about. But anyway, I think that's all we. Do we have anything more to say about Santa Ana than maybe try and get a secondary point guard?
They
have Scott Parsons, who's a swing, but if you look at all the rest of his numbers,
just his turnover numbers alone are the highest on the team.
I don't think they can because they got a full roster
right now.
I'm talking
about, actually, Pimwadi Tensiri is currently marked as their secondary point guard because they have a PPR of 9.3, but that's also a swing, so they're probably more of like small forward. But yeah, 24% field goal percentage.
Ouch. Not good.
The only good stat they have on them is mainly just their really good PPR.
Yep.
Anyway, unless we can think of anything else other than maybe get a backup point guard.
Yeah, well, and they've got rookie Jess Nugent in there, and
they haven't played her at all. So if you need something, just trade Jess Lynn for like a point guard.
Yeah, don't come to Texas for point guards. We got shooting guards only right now, but we'll get to that later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Albany.
Moving over to Albany, New York.
First assessment, they went 7-2. Since then, they've gone 6-6.
Another 6-6 team.
Oh, we've got another 32 turnovers.
Yep.
Apiatan is officially tied with Wendy Brown.
And I think he's a guard
Red
too.
Main.
Yes, he is a guard.
Sort of weird that we're seeing a lot more guards in the high turnover rate than we have in previous years. Normally, it's the centers that are always fumbling the ball.
I see Kelvin Haley and Viren Kavar also have very high turnover rates.
Yeah, Viren's like 24 and
Akiak's not doing great either, but he's doing better than those other three.
Yeah, I have all the. Well, she's a swinger too, so her numbers are. I think her turnover ratio is kind of okay, or his or her.
His, I believe, Akiak goes by he.
Yeah. Sorry, Draken, if you're hearing this in future. Akiak's a he.
Oh, I'm seeing a lot of red. Boys.
Yeah. Umechi and Kivar are the only people on their team with above average shooting.
Ouch.
More red than the
That
state
is
of Texas.
not good. How do they do so well, though? I mean, they're still 5th in the league. They were holding higher than that for quite a while.
Well, what's their defensive? Oh, okay. They're sort of like Santa Ana, where they're probably doing like really high defensive.
High defensive.
So, because you can see, they actually have Doral has a defensive rating of 88.
Oh, wow.
James Vertrigil is 89. So it's like we have some really, really strong defensive focus on this team. So that's probably why their offense sucks.
That would make sense, yep.
Even still, they should probably maybe look at spending some points on
boosting field goals or boosting offense.
Yeah, maybe boost.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. 37 minutes. Okay, I can't really blame him.
On the plus side, Renee Lacoste and Kelvin Haley. Look at their PPRs.
Yep. But Kelvin Haley still has one of the highest turnover rates in the team.
And yet he still has 10.5.
Yeah.
You know, I probably should have gone with that trade for Renee Lacoste a while ago.
Oh, well. No use crying over spilled milk, Fratus.
Another concerning thing is PER. Looking at the PER stats.
Lots of red again.
Yeah, they only have...
3
Granted,
players
PER
that are in the
is
green.
offensive focused, and it's looking like the team is going very defense focused. But even still...
Yeah, but at the same time, there are like 3 players here I think we can let slide. Ritus, Ruck, and Luis, because they only have like under 50 minutes of playtime. So
yeah. Well, same with Ellenberger too. Ellenberger has only 21 minutes.
Too, yeah. Yeah, Ellenberger too. That's what I was talking about.
So it's still pretty much, currently it looks like it's the Kevin Haley, Roger Machi, and Viren Kivar. That's the 3 pillars of Albany. And that's pretty much the entire team.
Yeah.
Yep. They're the bosses. Everyone else is there just to make them look pretty.
And yes, they're still 13-8, but you are running a 3-pillar team is very risky, because if any of these 3 pillars fall,
if one pillar falls, the whole thing crumbles.
Yeah, the team is just going to really suffer for a long time.
Yep. Especially if it's a long-term injury, which we've gotten quite a few of so far this season.
Although I will say Timur's actually looking pretty good across the board, except for the 3 points in the true shooting, but Timur's a solid center, so I think we can kind of forgive the offensive ratings and the true shooting stuff.
I believe last year Timur was one of the top centers in the league.
He was, yeah. He was one of the top ones in the league, and also with Albany, too.
Yep.
So across the board, he's looking, for a center, he's looking really good. He could technically also be a pillar also, if need be.
He probably is, but...
Just not really used very much because they got someone else starting center, I think. Let me look at him real quick.
Well, Timur's got 570 minutes.
Timur's starting center, so there's actually 4 pillars holding up right now. Or
so they might not collapse if one falls, but...
Yeah, they won't collapse bad, but it'll be kind of interesting to see what happens if that happens.
Okay. So do we have anything else to say about Albany other than maybe try and balance your team more and possibly more offense?
I think those are the only 2 really relevant points that need to be looked at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I agree there.
San Jose, and as
whoop whoop.
Herod asked that when we go to San Jose, we include him into the call.
So Herod is actually here.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey,
Bird Butt.
Hey, so hopefully I won't get pulled out again because my mom has been in and out of calling me all the time. Anyway, So hi, San Jose Thrust.
First
And the
assessment,
first
they
thing I
went
see,
4-5 first assessment. Since then, they've gone 9-3. So
whoop whoop.
Gee,
We
yeah.
all know why.
Yeah,
His
fucking-
His name starts with Barnaby, and he is.
He
well-
plays the saxophone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's the
The
best way
first
to put it.
glaring thing I noticed looking at this is Alessandro Serra's turnover rate.
25. Oh boy.
to be fair, not as bad as some of the other guards we've been seeing in
True.
the
Very
past few
true.
games.
Very
Yeah.
true. But considering there's a lot of green there on the board,
Well, also he's been
it's pretty
played-
glaring.
He's also been played out of the point guard position for most of this part of the season. So I think that's also an issue.
Yeah, because
Possibly.
he's normally a shooting guard, isn't he?
No, we normally play him as a point guard actually, but
Okay.
he's playing him as shooting guard because it so happens he's actually pretty decent at shooting guard too.
He's like me and Marcus Knight.
Yeah, I think in this case he can play both. So
Yeah.
Well, his PPR and his numbers do say he can do both.
yeah,
From what I'm sure Boss likes is the fact, Barnaby Jazz, 13 double-doubles in 15 games. So there's only been 2
Yay!
games that he has
Balls.
not gone to double.
And
One
one
of
of
those
those times
was
he
the
got
game where he
injured.
got injured in Las Vegas. So,
He's
I'm
saying Las
forgiving
Vegas
that.
for life.
he had,
oh yeah, I planned to ask for. He still hates Vegas, but that's besides the point.
Noct is a nice all-green.
yeah, and yeah,
Of
I
course.
think it,
If Blythe wasn't an all green, I would have some serious concerns about that Fox.
Mendoza is almost an all-green, but considering it's a center, we're okay to let the fact his field goal free throw percentage is a little less. So that's looking pretty good.
yeah,
Yeah.
Same with Jazz. He doesn't have 3-point, but he's a center. He's a big. He doesn't really need that. So he's in.
And he's
So-
got a really good free throw percentage.
Yeah. Well, okay free throw, but
Or
really
pretty
good field
good.
goal.
yeah.
Oh yeah, because you said average field goal is 43%.
Average field goal percentage is 44%. If they're slightly
44.
green, they're above average.
So Barnaby's the top shooter in the team as well.
However, you do have. Granted, a lot
Not
of these
close
don't have a
behind.
lot of time. Like, Dewitt probably needs to work on his shooting a bit because all of these are red.
Yeah, there's something weird going on with DeWitt. So yeah, I'll probably bring it up with Harlow and Stat Boost time comes around, but I don't know.
I'm
probably
ignoring
not the one
completely
who
all
can
of
make that
Bowley's
count.
numbers because they're 6 minutes.
Yeah,
That's understandable.
yeah,
Okay.
And Lawyer's out for an injury right now.
yeah, yeah.
Do we need to buy bubble wrap?
Oh, well, okay, so here's what happened with that particular game. Harlow was basically running an experiment to test the engine, and I gave him the okay on this because it was just he explained his logic to me, and I was like, you know what, that might be worth testing. So essentially, what happened that game was that he was playing with intensities a bit, and that game, and Stevie has noticed this, but Harlow started it on 5 intensity at the first quarter. And his logic behind that was because, hey, injuries never happen in the first quarter. So if I play the intensity super hard at the very beginning and then sort of tone it down for the rest of the game, we might not get any injuries. You follow what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
The thing we didn't account for was that the engine kind of remembered that we started on 5 intensity. And then come the fourth quarter, which is when the engine usually lists injuries as happening, boom. So that was what happened with John on that particular one.
From what I
Oh,
interpret it, it basically has to do with the endurance stat that once the endurance level gets below a certain number, that's the chance of injury starts going up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we really did not we really did not know that. It was just a test of the engine. It was not a very successful one. And we kind of paid dearly for it. Because John had kind of been starting to do better as a small forward up until that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you
Yeah.
mean.